Okay, it's Casey Tizzle time. Today we'll be doing a tier list. It's pretty obvious what we're going for today, but we're doing a fast food tier list. Let's start with the worst, or in this case the bottom one, White Castle. I think White Castle is a little overhated in my opinion. First of all, where the hell is the F tier on this? I don't know if I think there should be an F tier for this tier list, but the D will be the F tier, I guess. Just scale it based on that, I guess. Not the best, there's not too many options in this template, but hey, it's okay. So White Castle, I know I just talked about it being a little bit overhated, but it's still fucking F tier. I was gonna put it in D tier. What happens if it's D tier in the F tier? You'd think it'd be C tier, but it's pretty shit. I'd say it's a high D tier though, because if you get 5, the craving, man, the craving does hit, and it's a niche place, but it's still fucking ass. Now, let's go to Wendy's. Wendy's is very hit or miss. I used to like it a lot. Nowadays, I don't think it's as good as I once thought it to be. But it's still a solid restaurant. And is it an S tier restaurant? No. Could be. You can make an argument for low A tier because of how good some menu items are, but I don't know. I think it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's expensive, but do you really go to Wendy's and get I never known anyone that has got a Dave's single or a Dave's double meal from Wendy's, and that might sound stupid, but I know a bunch of people that get shit or the double cheeseburger from McDonald's. So that's why this shit's going straight B tier. Bollywood McDonald's. Taco Bell. Now, the problem with Taco Bell is it's a very different restaurant compared to all the others. It's Mexican food, and I hate to say that, but or I mean I hate to make this comparison, but that does bump it up. Having having a monopoly on the market is definitely going to boost your stock up. Not to mention the solid options that Taco Bell has, in my opinion. So that's why I'd actually put them at A tier. And it might be a low A tier, but I still think you get a nice Mountain Dew. And first of all, that also is a major factor. Baja Blast and original OG Mountain Dew. Their drink lineup is pretty good, and a lot of people just go to Taco Bell simply for the drinks. But they got the Crunch Wrap, they got the Chalupa, and there's a decent amount of solid options. People do make fun of it for diarrhea, people say they get diarrhea, and I don't know. I feel like that's just people overreacting, or just I don't know. Okay, Subway. Well, Subway is I believe it's the most popular fast food restaurant in the world. In America, I'm very positive it's McDonald's, but Subway is pretty dang good. And the reason that Subway is good is because it's consistency and cheap price. You can get a sub a foot long. First of all, I'm putting this in S tier, but you can get a foot long sub for five. It used to be $5. It's not $5 anymore. The $5 foot long was such a good deal that they basically had to get rid of it. But you can get any combo you want, and I know that sounds obvious for a sub place, but the meat's pretty good, the bread's pretty good. The Italian 3-cheese bread is the way. It's the move. Chicken bacon ranch is very, very good from Subway. Then they got good drinks, and then who the hell doesn't like Miss Vicky's chips to go along with it? And that's why I put it S tier. And let's go to Sonic. Sonic, it's not bad. I think it's not terrible, but it's it's more for, I think people mostly go to Sonic for the drinks, to be honest, like the slushies and the stuff that they make, because that is people say that, or I've actually tried it, but you can combine, like, I combined Coke, lemonade, and some like blue raspberry like type of drink, and I thought it was pretty good. But other than that, they have hot dog. And is hot dog better than burger? I mean, they definitely got burger, but they're not known for burger. They're known for hot dog. So, is a burger better than Wendy's? No. So I have to put them below Wendy's. But they're definitely not D tier. So I'll put them in C tier. Popeyes is a restaurant I don't have enough experience with, but I definitely ate there at least once, and so this is not the most accurate opinion, but I'd have to give Popeyes for the one thing I had there, which was a chicken tender and fried biscuit, very similar to like the typical meal at KFC that I usually get. I'd have to put it maybe at B tier, I'd say. Low B tier, probably. But you never know. I might change my opinion on that. Maybe put it high B tier, maybe high C. I don't know. We'll see. Or sorry, low C. Pizza Hut. Now, uh, my brother always got the pan pizza, and to be perfectly honest, I really dislike the pan pizza at Pizza Hut. I always thought their traditional was a lot better. But um, I still think Pizza Hut, it's, despite name recognition, like their traditional pizza, I think is very good. I still like it a lot, and that's why I'd have to put Pizza Hut in. I can't tell, A or B. I don't know. People might disagree with me on this one, but I have to put Pizza Hut in A tier just because the first of all, it's probably the most, like, out of all these pizza places right here. Maybe Papa John's is a little different in Ohio, but I don't know. It's definitely the most popular, but still, even with that, it's got some delicious wings. Wing Street. I completely forgot to mention their honey barbecue wings are, it kind of, that's why it's A tier, and I might put it in S tier just because of that fact that their wings are just so fucking good. But it's held down by the lack of I just don't like their pan pizza. But they do have the cinnamon stuff, the cinnamon sticks with the icing. And so I think I'm putting it ahead of Taco Bell in terms of my tier list. A tier is pretty reasonable. And I didn't mention it before, but I'm taking into account name recognition and then personal preference. So my personal preference of pizza, I do love the traditional pizza, and I'm obviously accounting to the fact that it's pretty popular. Now Papa John's, now I I don't know about you guys, but I fuck with Papa John's. And this is an easy S tier in my mind. I think it's got better pizza than Pizza Hut for sure, especially because their pepperoni and sausage pizza is delicious. Now they don't got the wings like pizza, but they don't slack on the sides. They got the jalapeno poppers. I know that, and then they got the new thing, the papadilla, which I've had the Philly cheese steak papadilla, which I thought was really good. And granted, it's like a pizza, but it's like a calzone though. It's pretty dang good. I have to say it's really good. Now, I wouldn't. I'll probably re-rank the orders because the first obviously is the higher of the S tier, but Papa John's is very good. I think it's an S tier pizza place. And speaking of good food, this is the only Chinese food place on, I believe. So I can't really rank this fairly. So I guess, I mean, I can't put it at S tier because I know there's some better spots, but like, actually I might be able to put it at S tier just cause, like, there's not really many like fast food. Yeah, I'll put it at S tier just cause of its I guess monopoly on the Chinese food fast food market. Now that I could be completely stupid in saying that. Obviously, there's a bunch of small businesses um, that fuck with the Chinese food, but you know, Panda Express, S tier. I'll give you S tier just cause that reason. Actually, I'll put you in A tier just cause that reason. S tier's maybe a little too high. Speaking of solid restaurants that are time tested and improved, people people overhate on McDonald's. I'll be real. I am a cheapskate, and I love their McChicken. It's $1 and it's delicious. You can't go wrong. They got very good sides. Who could forget McDonald's Coke? And apparently their Sprite's good, but fuck that. Go for the Coke. So, without much more talk about this, I'm definitely putting this at high A tier. I could put this at S tier, but that would piss off a lot of people because obviously, like, this high A is also accredited to the really good um, what am I trying to say? The really good just I guess credibility is what I was trying to say. So McDonald's is the OG in America, and it does show that we have the most McDonald's. You've seen the maps, you know the McDonald's are everywhere. But yeah, talk too much about that, but whatever. KFC. People say it's greasy. I can understand the problem. I like KFC, but I gotta acknowledge the truths, or the truth. And the truth is that it can be greasy and it can be kind of overshadowed by other chicken restaurants, such as later ones we will talk about, such as Chick-fil-A, to be honest. So I guess I have to put it in C tier, and C or B tier, honestly. They got good biscuit, and they got good gravy. For family meal, I actually really think KFC is a lot better, so I think I might bump it up to B tier just a bit. Now, let's do Jack in the Box. This is a restaurant I've never actually been to, so I don't really know where to quite put it. Actually, the next two I've never been to. So, let's 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 just let's just go based on the stuff that I've heard. I've heard that In-N-Out's pretty good, and I've heard that Jack Box is pretty good. So Jack in the Box is pretty good. I've heard that I think In-N-Out is better, but I could be wrong. So I guess I'm gonna put Jack in the Box at B and In-N-Out at just above it at B probably. I can't I don't know too much about both of these, so I guess I can't rate one higher than the other, obviously. I guess I'll just group them together. Five Guys, burgers and fries. Problem with Five Guys is it's super expensive. It's in fact so expensive that it's kind of ridiculous. It's $4 for a drink, and that pisses me off. But their food's really good, so you gotta put them at A tier. So that's what we'll do. We'll put them at A tier. Probably buy a McDonald's, to be honest. Now Dairy Queen, I think it's overrated, and I don't like it actually that much. It's between C or D for me, to be honest. Now, I mean, they got ice cream, but there's a lot of places that have ice cream. Like where I live, there's a UDF right next to the Dairy Queen, and I prefer the peanut butter chip ice cream from UDF. So I think their ice cream can be kind of watery. I think it could still be delicious. But do you go to UDF, do you go to Dairy Queen and like just crave like a burger? Because that's like, I, I don't know if anyone's ever like been like, yeah, let's go to Dairy Queen. I'm really craving some chicken tenders right now. You do that for basically any other chicken restaurant or burger restaurant. I don't know. So D or C? I mean, it's not that terrible, so I'll have to put it at C tier, to be honest. Now, speaking of terrible, I don't fuck with Domino's. Domino's is kind of bad, honestly. They're not bad. They're not kind of bad. They're pretty damn bad. I've had some pizza from Domino's that has been crap, and I don't like it. And it might be small sample size. I haven't had much pizza from Domino's, but we're putting it at D tier. Chipotle, this is the definition of like an A tier restaurant. It's not, or it could be S tier actually, but I'll probably just put it at A tier just to simplify. Oh, definitely ahead of Taco Bell. What am I doing? Actually, I have to put it at S tier just because it's pretty dang good, and it's actually pretty cheap as well. Chick-fil-A, okay. Food is really good. Can be a little expensive. Fuck that it's not open on Sundays. It kind of sucks, honestly. It really does suck. And I think I put it at a low A tier. Now, at the end of this tier list, I'm going to reorganize everything just to see if I think anything's different. And let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with this tier list, but because they're all subjective. I'm trying my best here. But let's go to Carl Jr. and Hardee's. Or actually, I could be honest, it might not be Carl Jr. and Hardee's, but it's Carl's. But I'm just gonna count this as Hardee's because, well, I don't know what this is, to be honest. Carl's or Hardee's. I've been to Hardee's before. It's average. It's very average, honestly. And that's why we put it B tier. Okay, Little Caesar. People say it's cheap pizza. I really, really like the pizza, but this one I have to be objective for. I can understand people hating on it, and I think most people would say it's like a below average pizza place. And considering the two above it, yeah, Pizza Hut is better and Papa John's is better. Is it B? Probably my standards, but most people would probably put it at C tier, to be honest. Now, Arby, I'm gonna say Burger King for last because I got some opinions on it. Just because I really like it, but no one else does, to be honest. Arby's, it's pretty good. I don't like it that much, but I think it's a high B tier. Definitely not A. Yeah, that's about average. That's about right. It's definitely above average, but I wouldn't say it's anything stellar. And then lastly, Burger King. Where would I put Burger King on this? If I were to be honest, I'm not gonna put it right here yet, but I actually could go right there. But I really love the Burger King Whopper meal, and I actually think it rivals the Big Mac, and to a better extent than the actual Baconator does. Which there's a McDonald's and a Wendy's in my neighborhood, literally right next to each other. So I always can make comparisons between those. And The Baconator just kind of, it's lacking because it doesn't got that veggies. Like McDonald's got the lettuce on the Big Mac and the Big Mac sauce, obviously. And that's it comes together all nice and check mark. But Wendy's, they get that creamy sauce, just a little too greasy for my taste. Still pretty good, but doesn't get the check mark. But the Whopper meal with some onion rings, that shit is check mark for sure. But I can't even, I have to acknowledge the obvious. I really gotta acknowledge the obvious, in that basically every other thing on their menu is garbage. And I don't mean like, no, it's like below average. No, it's literally like terrible. Like, their drinks are pretty bad. Their service is pretty bad. Like, every time I've walked in, or the customers they attract is pretty bad, to be honest. Every time I've walked into a Burger King, I see a bunch of kids just screaming around the cash register, just kind of pissing me off, to be honest. But it's whatever. And not to mention the loud playpens, but those aren't the biggest problem. They got those weird, like, long sub sandwiches, and those are bad. The fries aren't even that good. Like, I think most people put them D and F, but I gotta put it at C at least, just for the Whopper alone, to be honest. And I think after looking at this, I think I like this tier list. I don't think I would actually change anything. Maybe put Chick-fil-A up at the top just because I really like it. Actually, let's see how that looks. Do I like that? Is that an S tier restaurant? I don't know. Cane's isn't on this list, which is kind of tragic because it's pretty good. Would I put it higher than Chick-fil-A? Most people probably. Actually, I'd say most people put Chick-fil-A above it just because of quality over quantity, I guess. But yeah, I guess I'll put Chick-fil-A at an S tier restaurant. I think it's pretty decent. Pretty good, actually, not decent. It's better than decent. And well, that's my first video. Let me know how it went. Let me know how you like the tier list in the comments below. Give me a subscribe if you want. This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Do you guys need a service to... Okay, I'm going to stop making these jokes. Peace.